Ladies and gentlemen, the countdown to the Gujarat Battle Royal has begun. The Election Commission today announced the dates for Gujarat elections. The election will be held in two phases on the 1st and 5th of December, and results will be announced simultaneously with the Himachal Pradesh results on the 8th of December. The BJP has been ruling Gujarat for the last 27 years. But what will be Gujarat's fate this time? To understand the pulse of the voters of the state, Times Now has conducted the biggest and the most accurate opinion poll of the state. This mega opinion poll will tell you which way the wind is blowing in Gujarat. Our poll with ETG Research will give us the indications, because we've taken the methodology of the largest number of sample size, 25,500 people, for the seat projection. And for the questions, social questions that we've asked people, there are about 7,800 respondents. And in all of this, we can tell you 60% of these have been based on calls and 40% have been door-to-door questions and answers received by the actual voters across Gujarat. And the latest in Gujarat, right up to 3 days ago, is what has been included in terms of the questions of this poll survey. To get ahead and get on with the questions we've asked, let me first introduce our panel to you. Dr. Sudhanshu Trivedi, Member of Parliament and National Spokesperson of the BJP, joining us on the Newshour tonight. Dr. Anand Ranganathan, author. Ravi Srivastava, political analyst. Ashutosh, political analyst. Sanjay Jha, author. And Dr. Sumanth Raman, political analyst. As my guests join me, I'm also joined by Piyush Tanwar, ETC Research Head, joining us live, the man who's leading this survey. And Piyush Tanwar, I want to ask you, normally the sample survey size of the opinion poll actually determines the accuracy. I want to ask you, with 25,500 people, how accurate do you think this opinion poll in terms of its seat projection is going to be? And what time have you collected the samples? As in, when did you finally end the whole question process with the respondents?
Yes, ma'am. I would like to tell you and the Times Now viewers that what is our process. And first of all, I will say that for the social questions, we have collected 7,800 samples. And for the opinion poll, we have collected 25,500 samples. So we are actually tracking the Gujarat election from past 6 months. So these 25,500 samples we have collected in 2 months. Okay. And the accuracy, the larger the sample size, higher will be the accuracy and higher will be the confidence interval. And I would say the confidence will be 3% plus minus for the seat projection and for the vote share. But still, this is the opinion poll. We still have a time for 1 month. BJP yet to declare the tickets. INC yet to declare the tickets. So we'll be tracking continuously.
Well, thanks, Piyush, for giving us that information. So let's begin in right earnest with the questions that we have asked our respondents. And first, let's begin with what is the biggest poll issue in Gujarat? 43% respondents said inflation, unemployment 28%, growth story 18%, corruption 11%. So price rise and inflation is a big issue in Gujarat and on the lips of every voter. Question number 2, what would you say about the Gujarat fight? Which parties is it between? Options given were BJP versus Aam Aadmi Party. 54% people actually believe that this is a BJP versus Aam Aadmi Party affair. BJP versus Congress, only 10% of the people are convinced that between the BJP and the Congress. 16% believe it's a three-cornered contest, BJP versus Congress versus AAP. One-sided voting, 20%. So if you look at it, 54% people believe that it is between the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party. The question number 3 that we asked, how do you look at Gopal Italia's controversial remarks in the recent past? Many people, in fact 25% of the people believe that the attack is on Gujarat's culture. 1 out of every 4 people believe that this is an attack on Gujarat's culture. The personal comments made about the Prime Minister's mother, as well as the fact that Hindus are exploited in temples, well, that hasn't gone down well with the people of Gujarat. Pitch for anti-BJP votes, 30% people believe that this is only a posturing. Direct attack strategy, 24% people believe it's that. And a self-goal, 21% people believe it's a self-goal. So if you add 25% people who believe it's against Gujarati Asmita that the Prime Minister has often talked about, even when he was Chief Minister, and add to it the Aam Aadmi Party self-goal, 21% people, then 46% people believe that this has not gone down well with Gujarat. Will scam allegations on the Aam Aadmi Party in Delhi impact Gujarat poll results? Big benefit to the BJP, say 36% people. Political revenge, 27% people. Marginal effect, 15%. Can't say 22% people believe that. Question number 5. What would you say about the freebie promises? Just promises, nothing else. 32% people believe nobody is serious about delivering on these promises. Free only for those who are in need, 14% believe it should be targeted. Important in times of inflation, 37% of people believe it is important. Can't say 17%. And question number 6, why does the BJP keep winning in Gujarat? 45% of the people believe that the Gujarat model for growth is what wins the BJP, and that's why they have been in power for 27 years. Strong organization adds to that, 19%. So that takes the number to about 64. And weak opposition, 27% people believe that. Hard to say, 9%. So the growth model and the strong organization together is the winning formula for the BJP. So Dhanshu Trivedi ji, is that a big thumbs up? Even though inflation is a concern, people believe that your party can deliver the development that people of Gujarat need.
Definitely, if we go by your survey, as your surveyor was saying that they have collected this data in a span of 2 months, definitely the inflation has moved significantly in the positive direction in the last 2 months. You remember even the rate of unemployment 2 months before was more than 8%. Now it has come to 6.4%, which is best in the last 4 years, that is post 2018. Now the rate of inflation is consistently coming down in the last 3-4 months. So in the last 2 months it has also come down. So what I think is definitely an issue, because the economic situation all over the world is bad, and so is the situation in India. But the things in the direction in which the things are moving, it is positive, and definitely people of Gujarat are wise enough to understand that who is having the real capability to deliver. And as far as development is concerned, you have seen that the people of Gujarat is having unflinching support for the BJP. But one thing is very significant in your statement. On Gopal Italia's remark, the maximum number was given 30% as an anti-BJP strategy. It means speaking against, in a very dastardly manner, against the Hindu culture is attracting towards the anti-BJP votes. And speaking in the dastardly manner on the personal issue of Prime Minister, like the comments against the mother of Prime Minister, is an anti-BJP, targeting anti-BJP votes. So you can understand that those who are considered to be a chunk of anti-BJP vote, what is their characteristic and what is the characteristics of those who are trying to woo them.
Well, would you want to respond to that, Dr. Sumanth Raman?
I think, first of all, we are still quite some distance away from the election. So I think that as the gentleman from ETG said, I think we'll have to give it a little bit of time to see how things pan out. But clearly, I don't think things are as rosy. The only reason things are looking up for the BJP is because of the vote split, which happens in the Congress and AAP. And if you look at it, even by the ETG's own earlier opinion polls, which they published, I think, two days ago, 15, 20 days ago, the vote share margin between the BJP and the AAP plus the Congress is actually not a great deal. So this clearly is a case of where the AAP is emerging as a big force in Gujarat. The Congress is perhaps not imploding as much as it perhaps should implode for the AAP to, cause a big upset. So certainly the advantage would be with the BJP, but I don't think it's really got to do anything with the BJP's increasing vote share. We certainly expect the vote share of the BJP to go down. Whether it goes down by 3% or 5%, it's bound to go down. But the point is the opposition vote is getting split. And that is really going to be the factor as far as this election is concerned. Unless
you steered clear of the question that was asked to you. The mindset, the self-goal of Gopal Italia's statement.
I don't think that these things are really going to have such a huge impact on the ground. And in any case, Gopal Italia may not even be the chief ministerial candidate if, it could be Mr. Gadvi, who's actually preferred as the chief ministerial candidate. It is a possibility. So I don't think that these things are really going to have a huge impact on the ground. And the point really is the very fact that these are being highlighted here. And you spoke about this 25% plus 21%, but you left out the fact that 54% is say that pitch for the anti-BJP votes, and it's the direct attack strategy, which is not really, favoring the BJP. So I think that you have to look at these things as pretty, they are basically sideshows. People are not voting for Gopal Italia. They are voting for Aam Aadmi Party. If they want to choose AAP in this election, they are voting for Arvind Kejriwal. And I don't think that what Gopal Italia says is really going to be a factor in this election.
And in Gujarat, Dr. Anand Ranganathan, do you feel that in Gujarat, people are going to give Arvind Kejriwal a chance against? Again, it's not, they're not voting for Mr. Bhupesh Patel, they are voting for Modi. So, Modi versus Kejriwal, do you think that is a formula that will work in favor of the Aam Aadmi Party?
Good evening, Navika. There are 3 or 4 things here. Number one, I think we have to accept the fact that if at all there is a wave that has lasted almost a decade, it is the Modi wave. So even though he is not at the helm in Gujarat, I think Modi is possibly going to come to the rescue of the BJP in Gujarat yet again. Having said that, can I very quickly fact check and correct my good friend Dr. Sudhanshu Trivedi, because Gujarat's CPI retail inflation, these are Government of India figures last week, is higher than the national average. National average is 7.41, Gujarat is 7.95. In fact, in Himachal, another poll-bound state, it is lower than the national average, 4.6. So Gujaratis are obviously worried about the retail inflation, and I think it is to be expected because it's a very prosperous, business-minded state, and we're just emerging from, COVID, and bang into a situation where the world is at war. You have the Ukraine war, you have so many other oil price issues and everything else. So inflation is a big issue, and let us please not forget that in 2017, it was the last election, it was neck and neck till the last couple of hours. So here, can I please disagree with Dr. Sumanth Raman when he says that this is a 3-way contest? No, I think the Congress, and Sanjay Jha will reiterate, this Congress has abdicated. Congress has run away. So it is, and as the poll also shows, most of the people think it is a 2-way straight 2-corner contest. Earlier it used to be BJP and Congress. Now it is BJP and AAP. And here I have to say this. The fact that the AAP has so easily replaced Congress is, I would say, a praise for Aam Aadmi Party, nothing else. Because if you look back in the last decade or so, I cannot think of one state where a very prominent party has been so effectively replaced by another party. Now, of course, it is to do with the abdication of the Congress and the poor show of Congress all nation round. But it also has to be, some aspect of it obviously is because it's anti-incumbency. Modi is not at the helm. But AAP has to be given some amount of praise for this. I have to accept this.
But Sanjay Jha?
One.
No, 1 minute. Sanjay Jha?
Quick point.
1 minute,
One
Dr.
quick point,
Sumanth Raman, just a minute,
No,
1 minute. Dr. Sanjay Jha, I need to ask him, why do people in Gujarat feel it is actually not a contest for the Congress anymore? It is actually Aam Aadmi Party versus the BJP. The Congress is missing in action. It is somewhere between Kerala and Hyderabad.
The point is whether it is going to implode fast enough for the Aam Aadmi Party to win the election. That is the point I was making. I'm not sure that the Congress will implode fast enough for the Aam Aadmi Party to actually take this election away from the BJP.
Well, new things are happening on the panel. Dr. Anand Ranganathan batting more for the Aam Aadmi Party today than Dr. Sumanth Raman is. Dr. Sanjay Jha, how do you see this?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me on the show?
Yes,
Because I can't
of course,
hear your voice.
loud and clear. Till Gujarat.
Okay. well, let me start by basically saying that if what you're saying on your opinion holds, it is an extremely depressing news for the Congress party. One, because it has been the principal opposition, having vote shares going as high as 42%, and yet it was not able to displace the BJP. If the Congress has ceded space to AAP after Punjab, this will have a significant repercussion on a pan-India basis. And worse, it will deflate what I believe is a fairly good initiative in the Bharat Jodo Yatra. So for the Congress, there is tremendous stakes in the Gujarat election. My feedback, I mean, this is given to me again, and it could be a biased, prejudiced feedback coming to me from those who are part of the Congress team, is that actually AAP will be in the third position, but will damage the Congress enough to give BJP a virtual cakewalk. Now, this is what I'm hearing from those who are in the know and probably doing good work for the Congress at the ground level. The other point which is critical is that I do believe that after the extremely sad and tragic Morbi tragedy, you are going to see some degree of anti-BJP voting. Whether that will be enough to kind of truncate their vote share, I'm not so sure. But the impact will definitely be felt, because at the end of the day, I think the common people in Gujarat, even when the Gujarat model has been talked about, all over the headlines, the common people of Gujarat have always been marginalized, and that's there in the data points. But the larger point here, Navika, is this, that if the Congress party has still not been able to recognize that if you want to defeat the BJP in 2024, you had to stop them in the state in the earlier election. I said that in 2019. I said that in 2014. Mr. Modi and Mr. Shah, the two most formidable political personalities in the BJP, they come from Gujarat. If the Congress were to have defeated them in Gujarat, trust me, within the BJP that Sudhanshu ji is part of,
Sanjay, can I
there
ask
would be a lot of
question?
internal rumblings. Let me tell you that not everybody within the BJP is an extremely happy and associated individual. And I think if the Congress strategically plays its cards even today, I'm not willing to write it off.
Compare that to the happiness index within the Congress party, Sanjay Jha, and tell us.
I'm not able to hear you.
I said compare that to the happiness index within the Congress party itself. For Rajasthan, for example.
I agree. I agree with you. I mean, look at the kind of situation the Congress finds itself in. That at a moment when you should be focusing on the Himachal and Gujarat election, you have a flashpoint. I agree with you. There is a crisis of epic proportions brewing in Rajasthan. Sachin Pilot has called a spade, and Mr. Kharge, sooner rather than later, will have to pass the acid test. You can't run a political party through
Dr. Anand Ranganathan?
No, very, very quickly. The reason why I said Congress has abdicated the space and run away is facing us, is basically right in front of you, Sanjay. Can you explain to me, can you answer this question? Why is the Bharat Jodo Yatra not in Gujarat?
Well, the simple answer to that, Anand, can be this. That end of day, when you do a yatra of a national kind, there is a logistical compulsion, and you don't want to just make a cosmetic flirtation by saying I will touch each and every state. I think the announcement that the Congress party has made that they will then do a west to east kind of a yatra, I think that to me makes a lot more rational sense. But just to be visiting
Fantastic.
Gujarat,
They'll make the west to east yatra after the West elections are over and the East elections are over, and they will make the South to North yatra when nothing is going to polls there. Well, logic, Congress style, let's leave it at that. I'll take the next few questions before I come to you, Ashutosh ji and Ravi Srivastav. Question number 7 that we put to our respondents: who would Muslim voters vote for? Growth model 29%. So BJP gets a thumbs up with 29% of Muslim voters going in their favor. Split with Congress and AAP, 13% people feel that they will be split between these two parties. 34% people feel कि ये तो आम आदमी पार्टी के साथ चले जाएंगे. And whoever defeats BJP, 24% people. So BJP gets 29% of the Muslim votes, but Congress loses its trump card, appeasement politics, also to the Aam Aadmi Party. अब क्या होगा, Sanjay Jha? अब क्या होगा? Question number 8. Who will the OBC voters vote for in Gujarat? BJP 48%, Congress 14%, Aam Aadmi Party 31%, same caste candidate 7%. So BJP OBC votes will go to the BJP. Who is the female voters' choice in Gujarat? 48% again the BJP. Congress 12%, Aam Aadmi Party 33%, not one single party 7%. So 48% of OBCs, 29% of Muslims, and 48% of women. Well, I think it's all stacked up in BJP's favor. How do you look at the Morbi bridge collapse incident? That's a question of the latest occurrence that we have asked our respondents. Administrative failure 28%, negligence of state 23%, accident 18%, all of the above 31%. I want to take these questions to Ashutosh. Ashutosh, what do you think? What do you think is happening on ground zero in Gujarat? Ashutosh, you're on mute, which is a very seldom occurrence with you, but you're on mute today. You
keep me muted. What can I do? See, in Gujarat election, we have to,
don't blame me. You were handling your own buttons because you're on a, sorry, not on a camera, you're on your Zoom connection. So please, allegations against the channel are not, without evidence are not welcome.
My apology. See, Navika, I think to understand Gujarat election, we have to take 2-3 things in consideration. First of all, Gujarat election is not a normal election. The advantage definitely will be the BJP. There's no doubt about it, and for 3-4 reasons. One, the solid Hindu consolidation. Secondly, it's a consolidation of sub-nationalism of Gujarat, and thirdly, Mr. Narendra Modi himself. If you remove Narendra Modi from the Gujarat election and then you contest election, I think then there will be level playing field. Otherwise, with Modi, I think there is no level playing field in Gujarat politics. The point is where I differ with this survey, and I made it very clear that we have to understand the phenomenon called Aam Aadmi Party. If you go to the Kerala in a remote part, you will find few people who will talk about Aam Aadmi Party, who will talk about the Kejriwal. But will they vote for Aam Aadmi Party? That is something which we have to understand. And this I have personally witnessed, so I can tell you with a lot of confidence. Congress party, I think, is grossly underestimated in this survey. Congress will not go down so badly as people are expecting. Congress has deep roots in Gujarat despite losing in the last 27 years. They have not got less than 38% votes in the last 27 years here. Even the parliamentary elections, despite in 2014 and 2019, they did badly, 0. But even then, when Mr. Modi was the chief minister, they were getting almost 50% seat in the parliamentary election. So Aam Aadmi Party has to prove there is no leader in Aam Aadmi Party which can be called as a chief ministerial candidate. There is no organization on the ground which can convert. There is no messaging because in the rural areas, Delhi, they did very well. Punjab, they did very well for the simple reason because Delhi and Punjab more or less is in the urban constituencies. Gujarat mostly is a very, very rural. Out of 182 seats, 127 seats come into as semi-urban areas, other rural areas. So I keep my fingers crossed, but definitely there is advantage for the BJP. Ruling out BJP Congress completely from the contest, I think people are going to lose bets on that.
All right, Ravi Srivastav, Aam Aadmi Party does not have a chief ministerial face. it has allegations happening in Delhi, and that's the question we also asked. Of course, the pollution model is also there for everybody to see. Ashutosh says, and you know Ashutosh's credentials, I don't have to tell you. Ashutosh says maybe there is some fury, but not much, on the ground in terms of seats. How do you respond?
See, first of all, everybody is so confident about BJP that BJP will not lose even 1% of the vote share which they had. I feel it surprising. What happened in Delhi Assembly? There's a once, twice, thrice. Who was in the opposition? BJP. So, Aam Aadmi Party did well over there. So, what is so sacrosanct about the BJP vote share in Gujarat? It will be definitely affected, no doubt. Another thing is, show me one leader from Gujarat, a Bhajapa state unit, who is in the electioneering. I don't see. There is not even a single soul visible anywhere. Either Modi or Amit Shah. I mean, Amit Shah is also not doing any rallies as of now. But Modi. There is no one else. And what I'm saying is 27 years of incumbency is anti-incumbency is going to work. And the last nail in the coffin is the Morbi incident, which everybody is trying to put under the carpet, which shows that how much deep-rooted corruption is there in Gujarat. It forced Mr. Modi to show a school in a tent. Imagine, you see the corruption of 4,000 tons of the drug unloaded there in Gujarat. The number of people died because of the huge liquor, some 75 people, 10,000 crore excise ghotala. So what you are doing about Delhi, you are making stories every day that there is the excise scam, there is the Amaratullah, there is the Tahir Hussain, there is this, that. These things don't matter to the people of Gujarat. Are they bothered about their own Bijli, Sadak, Pani, Mahila, Suraksha, Social Security, employment, inflation? Why would they want?
Okay, so you think employment, inflation matter and not corruption? Sudhanshu Trivedi ji, respond to Mr. Ravi Srivastava.
First, I would like to correct to what Ravi Srivastava ji has said. In Delhi, the vote percentage of BJP remained intact. In Lok Sabha, we increased. In Vidhan Sabha, our intact. The fact of the matter was almost entire vote of the Congress and that of the Bahujan Samaj Party, which was having some 7-8% of vote, everything has shifted to Aam Aadmi Party. So, sir, they were not able to snatch even as 1% vote of BJP. This is for your knowledge in Delhi. And now you are saying nobody is visible on the ground. Sir, I have been in Gujarat in the last 3 days. Today I have come. And our party president, R.R. Patil ji, since last 2 months, he was going on in every district he is going and he is staying in every district. So things are going on. First you go and confirm. But on the issue in survey, I would like to ask a question, Navika ji. It has been shown that Muslims are going to vote 34% to Aam Aadmi Party. I just want to ask that was this survey before the demand of the Aam Aadmi Party of the Ganesh Lakshmi photo on the currency? And second thing, was it before they have declared a candidate? To the best of my knowledge, they have declared almost 100 candidates. And out of these 100, I think hardly one is Muslim.
It was,
so I want to ask those who are putting allegation on BJP.
Of 11 convicted people of Bilkis Bano rapists.
Let me complete the sentence, sir.
Mr. Srivastava,
why you are interrupting?
Mr. Srivastava, calm down. Mr. Srivastava, calm down. Dr. Sudhanshu Trivedi will finish speaking and then you can respond. But let me get, the clarification sought by Sudhanshu Trivedi.
Ministerial speech.
So I want to put forth a fact that almost 100 seats have been announced by Aam Aadmi Party, and to the best of my knowledge, it's only one Muslim they have done. So if they consider 15%, then 180 seats should have 27 or 28 Muslims. So if they are saying, and those, the champions of secularism, put an allegation on BJP, so I think that are they going to give 27 or 28 Muslims in the next 80 seats? Otherwise, from now onwards, nobody should have moral authority to ask these type of questions to BJP.
Mr. Sudhanshu Trivedi, out of 1,527 MLAs across the country, how many Muslim MLAs you have got? for the 16% population of this country? Can you tell me? Please reply. How many Muslim MLAs you have got?
100 में कितने दिए बता दो. अरे 100 में कितने दिए बताओ.
That they will see when they will distribute. They will announce their CM candidate also tomorrow. Which I don't think you can ever.
What about you? What about Aam Aadmi Party?
Exactly. Secularism credentials of the BJP are questioned, but not of the others. Ashutosh raising his hand. Ashutosh.
Navika, I think Mr. Ravi Srivastava should not take it personally, but I think the act of the Aam Aadmi Party and the Arvind Kejriwal on the issue of Bilkis Bano is shameful. There's no other word. Shamelessly, they have not even talked about this particular issue, and they've given a strict orders to each and every member of Aam Aadmi Party not to touch this issue. I think if anybody who believes in the universal values, anybody who believes into the women empowerment, why Aam Aadmi Party has kept quiet on this? This is an issue which is very important. I can understand the BJP, what BJP did cannot be defended. But Aam Aadmi Party keeping quiet on this particular issue, not talking about this issue, is shameful. I have no other word.
That's secularism for you. So let me now.
Absolutely, allow me, Ashutosh. I am not contradicting you. I am with you on this. I condemn Aam Aadmi Party for a reason. They should have spoken on Bilkis Bano. They had a reason to speak on it. So the BJP is shameless. That's a different thing. I agree with you.
Well, so BJP is shameless, BJP is not secular, but we do worse than the BJP, but we should be declared the champions. Dr. Anand Ranganathan, champions Aam Aadmi Party.
Now, it is very clear, Navika, that AAP tries to deceive the voters, and people know this. I mean, it is not that it has come as a surprise. The characteristics or the behavior of Arvind Kejriwal, so people know this. Despite that, they vote. Let us be very clear about this. So even though AAP has been making pro-Hindutva stands and Lakshmi and Ganeshji on notes and huge, giant flags and berating Rohingyas and talking about, pro-Hindu stuff, it will still get Muslim votes because this is what Al-Taqiyya AAP has been missing. Let us be very honest about it.
That is why money to work boards always works because now, there is no Congress party really as a serious contender in elections. So the Aam Aadmi Party becomes the new champion without even declaring too many Muslim candidates, as pointed out by Sudhanshu Trivedi. Well, that's politics for you, but let's go straight to the seat projections. Let's take up the regions first. Let's take a look at the Saurashtra Kutch region. And what are the poll survey results showing us? 31 seats for the BJP, 12 for the Congress party, 10 for the Aam Aadmi Party and 1 for others. That's the Saurashtra Kutch region, and this is the region that has worked for the BJP in the past. They're recovering here after the 2017 elections. The next region, North Gujarat. Let's take a look at North Gujarat. BJP 93 seats, Congress projected to get 5, Aam Aadmi Party 4, others 0. That's North Gujarat for you. Nobody in touching distance of the BJP. Central Gujarat coming up next on your screens, ladies and gentlemen. 47 seats for the BJP, 10 to Congress, 4 to the Aam Aadmi Party, 0 to others. So Aam Aadmi Party getting a share, but somebody said at the beginning of the show that do not underestimate the Congress party. I think Ashutosh said that, and that seems to be true in the projections shown so far. Central Gujarat seat share there on your screens, ladies and gentlemen. And then let's look at south of Gujarat. And in South Gujarat, 27 projected for BJP, 3 seats for the Congress, 4 seats for the Aam Aadmi Party, others get 1. Let's take a look at South Gujarat there, and the total tally coming up on the on your screens, ladies and gentlemen. The final full seat survey, 125 to 30, BJP expected to win anything between 125 to 130 seats, Congress 29 to 33, Aam Aadmi Party 20 to 24, 1 to 3 for the others. So the BJP in an assembly of 182 seats expected to be in the region of 125 to 130, and If that isn't a good performance, then what is? Dr. Sumanth Raman, how do you see these results?
First of all, Navika, BJP doing well in South Gujarat and in Central Gujarat. Urban pockets, they always do well. Last time, if you remember, one of the reasons that the Congress did well was they were able to hold their own predominantly in the northern parts and in the rural part of the state. And here it's a surprise for me to see that the BJP is doing much better according to these projections. But what it does provide us is an insight, further insight, what Ashutosh says. And I'm making the same point. The Congress is probably not going to implode in this election the way many people are talking about. So they may not win. They may not be stopping the BJP from coming back to power. But clearly, I don't see them imploding. I see them holding on to a fair number of seats. Last time, I think, if I remember right, they got 77 seats. This time, certainly, I don't expect it to be 29 to 33, probably a bit more. But the point is the division of votes between the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party, particularly in the urban areas, will give the BJP a very significant advantage. Remember, the BJP does wonderfully well in the urban areas of Gujarat. There are places in Gujarat where they're getting 65% and 70% vote share. So those places, they will certainly retain. And that is my perception, is that this vote split, unless the Congress really implodes, and I can't see that happening in this election, we may reach a situation where a default win for the BJP because the vote is split between AAP and
Dr.
Cong.
Anand Ranganathan, default win for the BJP? Can you call it a default win when it is 125 to 130 as the opinion poll projects?
Well, Navika, I began by saying that the Modi wave has possibly lasted 8 years. I correct myself.
Sorry,
it is a Modi...
21 years. Include the Gujarat Chief Minister term. It's 21 years. Right.
But I'm correcting myself. It's not a wave anymore. It looks like it's a tsunami. BJP appears to be even increasing its tally from the last election. And when Dr. Raman talks about Congress might not be imploding, if this opinion poll is to be believed with +-3 error, Congress has imploded.
Congress has imploded. The closest they came to the BJP was in the 2017 elections, 77 versus 99. And if they are down to about 33, then Dr. Sajja, what do you think?
Well, I can tell you the bad message for the Congress is the Punjab syndrome, as I would like to define it. The disastrous handling of Punjab opened the floodgates of Aam Aadmi Party, which is now getting so ambitious. Its business model is very clear. You basically weaken Congress, and Anand is absolutely right. You treat this as a semi-final, and in the next assembly election in Gujarat, you literally have the Congress out of the door. And I think this is how politics is played out. This could be an extremely, in my opinion, devastating consequence for the Congress party. And I want to call a spade here, because people like us have been warning about these developments for a long, long time. And Navika, I'll tell you what the worry here for the Congress is, that even in Himachal, you'll find that the AAP is not going to do well. But in a first past the post system, if they pick up even 5 to 6% vote share, that's enough for BJP to once again get to the final finish line without any problems. Now look at your numbers for Gujarat. If Aam Aadmi Party and Congress's seats come to 53, that means their vote shares put together would have actually ended up defeating the BJP. So the message is very loud and clear here that after getting 77 seats in 2017, which was celebrated by one and all as the great big push done by Rahul Gandhi and team, to fritter away that advantage, I think that is calamitous. And this is where the Congress party, when leadership doesn't take accountability...
Dr. Sudhanshu Trivedi, the question for you is just simply this. Dr. Sanjay Jha has pointed it out. If it is Modi, Modi, Modi all the way, number one, the only party which is actually showing an upward trend happens to be the Aam Aadmi Party. The Congress is getting decimated. Do you think for the BJP it augurs well with Aam Aadmi Party as its opposition, or are you more comfortable with the Congress as an opposition party?
Whatever is emerging here as the projection, I think it is giving an indication that all three parties are contesting for their own reasons. Congress is fighting for their existence. Aam Aadmi Party is fighting just for prominence, and only BJP is fighting for the governance. And those who have visited Gujarat must have felt that in Gujarat, there is not just a respect for the Prime Minister, but there is a reverence for the Prime Minister. So if anything is there for which the people are thinking that things are not up to that mark, even then the name of Modi is definitely trying to compensate those things. But one analysis I would like to give. Whatever is projected that if Aam Aadmi Party is getting 20 seats, but who will be finally coming up? Because Aam Aadmi Party has come up with full throttle and Congress has not yet started. So if Congress will leave the ground as it is, then the situation can be like this. Or if Congress after the announcement of the election comes and then the figure can be altered among the opposition parties. But as far as BJP is concerned, with due humility, I would like to say that we are going to surpass all the previous records, and whatever the projected figure, we are going to make much more out of that.
Will it be advantage BJP as it is showing in these seat projections? And if we can have the vote shares as well, the BJP pretty much close to its last time's performance, 45% of the vote share, 29% goes to Aam Aadmi Party, but it's scattered across the state. Conversions not working out as of now. The Congress Party good in the seats that they have, some candidates, but vote share is down to 21%. Clearly, Mr. Rahul Gandhi, are you losing the plot or are you just not interested? Have you just handed it over to Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge to live and fight another day? Well, that's the ETG research with Times Now's projections on the screen for you. On the day Gujarat elections have been announced, we'll be back with more surveys in the coming days and, of course, a power-packed election coverage. Thank you very much to all my panelists for joining me on this big debate, number one. On the other side, of course,